The past weekend, we got our first look at Star Wars Visions, an animated anthology series comprising of 9 anime-inspired original short films. Leading up to this reveal, I know there was plenty of excitement as fans have long been asking to get a true Star Wars anime. And seeing all the different but amazing fan-made Star Wars anime out there already, then we pretty much figured that Lucasfilm would be hitting the jackpot with Visions. But what we did end up getting instead is quite different than anything most of us really imagined. And that of course will either be a good or bad thing for each person. Having said that, I personally will say that for me, while some of the stuff does certainly look cool, other stuff here looks a little out there. And that's mainly for us Canon junkies, as while watching the Visions trailer, I couldn't help but question the canon and everything that I was seeing. Like emo huts with hair, the show leaning real hard on that Japanese culture aspect when Earth cultures don't or aren't supposed to exist in Star Wars, samurai swords with lasers, and of course furries from Dragon Ball Z. Which I'm not sure if this is supposed to be an implication by these anime writers that the Star Wars and Dragon Ball Z galaxies are one and the same. Because if so, does that mean we're gonna be seeing Goku or Vegeta make a cameo appearance here and there fighting Sith too? Okay, I'm joking on that one, but at least you can see where my mind was going when trying to fit all of this into Star Wars canon. And that's just it. Is Visions even supposed to be canon in the first place? Well, considering every live-action show and almost every animated Star Wars series being produced now is canon, then I'm sure many of us assumed the same for Visions. But as it thankfully turns out, Visions actually does not seem to be canon. As said on StarWars.com, Star Wars Visions storytelling didn't have to fit in a timeline, aka canon. So the Visions creators were able to tell the stories that they wanted to tell, whether they featured established or original characters, all without the need to tie into the larger chronology. James Wagg of Lucasfilm then went on to say, "We really wanted to give these creators a wide creative berth to explore all of the imaginative potential of the Star Wars galaxy through the unique lens of anime. We realized we wanted these to be as authentic as possible to the studios and creators who are making them, made through their unique process in a medium they're such experts at. So the idea was, this is their vision riffing off all of the elements of the Star Wars galaxy that inspired them, hopefully to make a real incredible anthology series unlike anything we've never seen before in the Star Wars galaxy." And there we go, Visions is exactly that. It's not part of the canon or the Star Wars as we know it, but basically these what-ifs made through the unique perspective of each Japanese creator on how Star Wars inspired them, or things they always wanted to see in Star Wars. And that's an answer I really like, because now we can throw canon out the window and do literally anything in Visions without consequence. Like for example saying, Sane cosplaying Leppies. So, is Visions the Star Wars anime we all dreamed we'd get one day? Probably not. As it's not bringing anime ideas and aesthetic to traditional Star Wars, but more so bringing Star Wars to traditional anime ideas and Japanese themes. It's its own unique thing, and I'm totally fine with that, because hey, at least now I don't have to worry about people asking me questions on if this or that is canon to Star Wars or not anymore. But if anything, I'm thinking Lucasfilm is probably gonna use Visions as a testing ground in order to see if fans want to see Star Wars in anime. And who knows, if Visions does real well, then I can without a doubt see us one day getting a true long-format anime series set in the Star Wars universe that of course will be canon. Because, don't get me wrong, I love the 3D animated stuff too, but there's just so much more Star Wars can do in 2D anime. And if Lucasfilm can finally tap into the goldmine of potential there, then I can definitely see anime and Star Wars going hand in hand together for a long, long time.